Morning, I'm meteorologist Cheetah Craft. Well, we have been tracking these showers and thunderstorms, and they are starting to materialize all across the area. So right now, notice along the north side from the Beltway into 45 northbound, we do have some moderate to heavy downpours, but no lightning attached. So that's just rain on the radar. Same for Memorial Drive. However, it's been Hunters Creek, Spring Branch, over Memorial. That's where we did see some thunderstorms just about 45 minutes ago, and they were producing very heavy rain. Then I'll take you closer into Westwood Park. Notice we do have a couple lightning strikes there, so some heavier downpours. But where the complex of thunderstorms is driving from, it's out of the southwest. Now, take a look right along 288. That's where we're seeing some heavy downpours. Anytime that you see red on the radar, that's indicating not only heavy rain can be blinding, so it can even reduce your visibility. Southwest of the city from Wharton County, filling on in western side of Fort Bend County, Matagorda into Brazoria County. Take a look at the amount of lightning within these thunderstorms. This is where I think that that scale of 1 to 5, where we're under a level 1 for severe weather, that's where we could see the frequent lightning, heavy downpours, gusty winds. So the potential of a few strong to even an isolated severe thunderstorms will be present. There's 288 in Brazoria County. Again, the radar is starting to fill in. If you're in Sugar Land right now, you probably see the lightning off in the distance. If you're in Richmond, Rosenberg, it's starting to fill in directly over your area. So the complex of thunderstorms moving out of Corpus Christi, passing right over Port Lavaca and Victoria. Then we've got this complex moving right along I-35. Even though this is losing steam, both of these going to act together to give us the uplift for some of these thunderstorms. Now, there is a special weather statement. This is issued by the National Weather Service, and you can see this is for the thunderstorm that's basically moving out of Matagorda, Wharton, Fort Bend, and Brazoria County, potentially even up to maybe quarter-size hail within these storms. These are radar estimates, but again, don't be surprised if this thunderstorm that's moving out of Wharton County, moving into western Fort Bend County, has a little bit more of a punch to it. Some of our wind gusts up to about 40 miles per hour. Remember, the other night, we had some of our peak wind gusts between about 50 to even 70. On a scale of 1 to 5, Storm Prediction Center has our entire area under a level 1. This is just an indication and a heads up of, hey, some of these thunderstorms could be strong to even an isolated thunderstorm, severe potential, again, meaning those heavy downpours, gusty winds, frequent lightning, and even some pea-sized hail. Now, the flood risk today did increase overnight. This is at a level 2, so that's a slight risk on a scale of 1 to 4. Ponding, a quick high water spot will be very possible. A quick 1 to 2 inches of rain will be possible with these thunderstorms today. This is all driving out of the southwest. So putting our future track into motion, you know, this has already started to initialize, but think about 9, 10, 11 o'clock this morning, so just before noon, that's when these thunderstorms will be building in from the southwest, filling in across the area, and I think that's when we're going to see some of our heaviest downpours. Now, putting this into motion, 1, 2 o'clock, some of these thunderstorms continue to linger, but it's actually as we get into our afternoon hours, I think the chance for these thunderstorms will start to drop. This is 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notice how it's not as widely scattered. It's becoming a little bit more isolated in nature, and we get a break for the evening hours. Overnight, watch the future track. We stay mostly dry. I'm going to keep about a 20% chance for that pop-up thunderstorm to an isolated shower even early tomorrow morning, with a better chance as we get into the late afternoon or late afternoon, early evening hours, and then that spreads thin just a little bit overnight. But see, we have this stalled out boundary, and anytime you do, the complex of thunderstorms will be capable along that boundary. And that's why we've been tracking that along I-35, southwest of us, and then here locally. Another indication, atmosphere is becoming unstable. We've started to see the clouds build in, so we're working with a lot of moisture this morning. Temperature-wise, 80 degrees in Galveston. That's about a 14-degree increase from yesterday. Those 60s that you woke up to yesterday morning, they are long gone. So today is still going to be warm. However, with the rain in place, especially midday, it will help the heat later this afternoon. So even though you're waking up warmer than yesterday, this afternoon will not be as warm as what we saw yesterday afternoon. And that's just thanks to the late morning, midday thunderstorms. You can think of today more as a watch. I think most of the thunderstorms could have a little bit of a punch to them, but this overall severe potential stays low. Getting into tomorrow, the chance for those widely scattered showers and thunderstorms does start to drop. And then the same as we get into the weekend, it's not just completely dry, but the overall threat for rain does start to drop a little bit. Let me get back to the radar. Because we're on a stream, I want to show you the last bit, show you any changes. This is what's nice about the live stream. We can kind of take our time. So if you're just waking up and tuning in, I'll zoom in a little bit closer right along Airport Boulevard. That's where we have some lightning. So let me zoom in right along 288. There's Alameda Road, just west there of Brookhaven. When you see this on the radar, that's the type of red that's producing that really heavy rain. So Heeker into Westwood Park, you can see Brookhaven, here's 288, and that downpour is just to the west. Now, only a couple lightning strikes there. If you didn't see this, the main complex of storms is all driving from the southwest. So as I zoom out, I broaden the scope, you can see here's Matagorda, there's Wharton, here's Fort Bend County, southwest of the city. I'll zoom in a little bit closer into Richmond and Rosenberg. Again, just southwest of Sugar Land. There's Needville. So if you're in Richmond right now, or right along 69 there, getting closer into Sugar Land, it's raining, but it's not that heavy. In fact, those clouds are just building in, but you're probably seeing a lot of the lightning just west or southwest. From East Bernard into Needville, there's New Gulf. Even in Siena right now, you're starting to pick up some heavier downpours. But again, lightning will be possible throughout the morning and into your midday as these thunderstorms drive in from the southwest. They have a lot of energy to work with right now. They could pack a little bit of a punch, especially for the first portion of the day. Again, broadening out the scope. Even though this has mainly been concentrated from Victoria to Port Lavaca all morning, as these thunderstorms drive in from the southwest, there's a lot more building behind these. Again, I'll give you a larger scope here. I just want you to remember that even though these thunderstorms are starting to populate across the area, take a look at where they're moving in from, well south of us. So this is going to continue to push the energy to the east, northeast, and that's overall what's going to give us the chance for these thunderstorms. Our rainfall rates and accumulations may be a little bit higher right in Harris County and then areas south of, but even through the afternoon, those thunderstorms are going to be capable of starting to initialize even well north of the city. So everyone keep your guard up today for a quick 1 to 2+ inches of rain that could lead to some ponding, a quick high water spot. As far as the severe potential, notice all the lightning. When you have really saturated grounds, some gusty winds, it's capable of knocking some power out. Even the lightning could knock some power out. So don't forget, if you don't have our KHO U11 app, download that. In case your power goes out, you can always go to the app. Make sure you have our notifications turned on, or your notifications turned on. And that way, if we do get any warnings, we can pop those over to you. Right now, no watches, no warnings here locally to tell you about. Earlier this morning out of San Antonio, flash flood warnings, but that's also in combination with all the rain that they picked up yesterday. Some areas across San Antonio picked up 6-7 inches of rain. So that flash flood warning is going to stay in effect because any other rain that they see is going to really exacerbate that problem. Now I'll zoom in. I know this is just west of us in Giddings, but see, I'm starting to see that warning pop up. Notice there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Here's Giddings, just west of that. Here's Smithville, and this is for Bastrop County. So hail size almost an inch, 3/4 of an inch in diameter, wind speeds gusting at 60 miles per hour. Now, we could see some warnings here locally today. That's not out of the question. We don't have that yet. I think the capability for that will be maybe late morning into midday. Again, broadening out the scope. It's like we're working with kind of two different complexes, all thanks to the same system though. One ripping across I-35. Compared to what it looked like at 4 a.m. this morning, this is really weakened. This was draped all along I-35 a lot earlier this morning. Now, the complex of thunderstorms driving out of the southwest, this is expected to hold together. I know a lot of this energy is pushing offshore, so maybe if you're along the coast, if you know anybody in Victoria or Port Lavaca, they've seen some really heavy rain. But right now, notice no warnings that are in place right now. We do not have a watch. We do not have a warning to reissue that. Then zooming in, I tell you what has already started to populate though. Let me get you along the Gulf Freeway. Are you watching right now out of League City? maybe Kemah, maybe Friendswood or Pearland. These are areas that brand new are starting to see the radar filled in. So that's going to make for a really messy drive this morning, right along the Gulf Freeway. If your typical commute is out of League City, maybe Kemah this morning or Friendswood, you may hit the freeway with blinding rain. Then as you work a little bit closer towards Hobby Airport and downtown, may weaken a little bit. 610, which you know is already busy, that is getting poured on right now. You're also getting a lot of lightning there as well. Non-severe weather, but with the lightning, saturated grounds, and some gusty winds, power outages may be an issue. That may be a threat. So again, watching the radar fill in. Right along the east side this morning, some of those showers are starting to populate as well. And this is just the beginning of a wet morning into your midday. You know, some of these thunderstorms may grow in intensity of a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain, and a few of them may start to weaken, especially areas north of the city. If you're watching from Montgomery County right now, from Conroe into the Woodlands, I'll take you north so you can catch a glimpse of your radar. I'm not focusing on the north side because so far it's actually been mostly dry. In fact, you were under almost clear skies for a big part of the morning. I think the clouds will start to build in, and then we're going to start to see some of these showers and a few thunderstorms. Bryan, College Station area, this is an area that you're starting to see maybe some showers and thunderstorms as well. But for a big part of Montgomery, Walker County, San Jacinto, Polk County, Liberty County, you're still dry. You need to wait just about an hour or so, and then I think you'll start to see some of these showers and thunderstorms move in. But a big picture here. All driving out of the southwest, I think you'll continue to see the radar filled in across the morning, late morning, and this will hang with us right through our midday today. Don't be surprised if we start to do maybe more frequent live streams to give you updates. I want everyone to be prepared. If you're doing anything today with the kiddos outside, I know a lot of kids are out of school right now, you need to have a quick plan B. Do you see this lightning? Yeah, if you hear thunder, you need to go inside. Remember that. So we're starting off the morning pretty messy. This hangs with us throughout the midday. And then I think late this afternoon, that's when you get a little bit of a break. Okay, do we want to go to traffic? Are we doing that? Are we bringing Jen in? Because it has been a really messy morning, Jen. I know you've been watching a lot out there. Even though a big part of the area is still dry, that is all going to change as we continue throughout the morning hours. I'll send it over to you.
Cheetah, thank you. Yeah. I know when roads are so wet, just distracted driving, you've got to put all the phones down and make sure that your focus is on nothing but the roadway conditions. We do want to watch for ponding, especially as we keep getting the rain showers. Of course, slow your speeds. We don't have anything major working right now. Yorktown at Westheimer is going to be backed up, though. Flashing lights, that's actually from yesterday's storms. I still saw them flashing myself this morning. 1960 by Keswick, you're doing better this morning. I am concerned Highway 6 near Beechnet, we have delays on the west side of town. That's likely due to flashing lights. We are packed here on the West Sam Houston Tollway, also along 69 as you make your way toward the Galleria. And look at the West Loop from 290 all the way to the city of Bel Air in both directions. We're generally busy, but it's extra slow going because of the rain showers. Did want to widen out the map so you can see some of those rain showers that Cheetah was just talking about up in the Bammel area. Anybody coming in from Spring, your windshield wipers will be going off between Cypresswood down to the North Sam Houston Tollway. And then Katy through Hunters Creek, it's going to be rain showers, and you're also dealing with it at Westwood Park right near the 610 South Loop and 288 interchange. Up by Bush, we have regular delays, but again, no major crashes. So if you are driving about right now on highway conditions, this is what it looks like. We're talking the North Sam Houston Tollway at Veterans Memorial. Still a little bit of space between drivers, and I like that because you need the extra distance. If you have to brake, at least you have some time and you're not skidding right into the back of someone. This is the West Sam Houston Tollway, which has been super slow going. That's where the rain showers first hit, and we are still seeing brake lights in the Chinatown area here at Beechnet with general crowded conditions. And one more camera shot here, West Loop at Post Oak right near the Galleria. You saw it on the map. You're seeing it on the live shot now. What's going on? Feeder Road looks pretty decent, but it's always busy near the Galleria. And when we have rain, it's just double trouble for that area. Pearland, 36 minutes right now to get from 518 into downtown. Sugarland, you're looking at almost an hour into town. Katy is sitting at over an hour, 66 minutes for that drive if downtown Houston is your final destination. Just about the same out of the Woodlands. You'll need over an hour. Kingwood, 42 minutes down, 69. Don't follow too closely, and again, keep your cell phones down. We'll see you and take care.